What do Muslims here in Minnesota think about Ilhan Omar?
Okay, so you gotta understand, this is somebody that uses Islam for a sort of political gain, you know? She advertises as a Muslim, as a Muslim person that's helping the Muslim people in the community that she's representing. But we also see her upholding different views that are in conflict with core Islamic beliefs. Personally, and much of the community here would have that same agreement here.
What is she saying that you guys don't agree with?
Okay, first of all, when it comes to like LGBTQ people, we as Muslims don't believe any other person that's not any other person, no matter what they practice, should be held to a lower standard, should be given less respect. But in Islam, there's permissibility and there's not. We gotta keep in mind, you are not allowed to do certain acts, such as same-sex marriage, which she's in support for. You gotta understand. Same-sex marriage is incompatible with Islam. No matter how much you twist it, no matter how much you can beautify it, in every way, the final word was sent from God, and that outweighs whatever political opinion that you may have, whatever bias that you may have.
And she justifies same-sex marriage.
That's a big sense of disagreements that we have.
Ilhan Omar, I'm sorry, but you know what? I think your time is up. They're coming for you. The Democrats have figured out they can't actually run you. Because you see, the people in the state of Minnesota are exploding with fury over all of that money that's like, poof, gone. The estimate now at $19 billion, and people don't forget stuff like that. Here now we have, look at this woman, Julie Lay. Doesn't matter. Let's go by Julie for today, okay? Because this woman's going to give her a run for her money. This is the woman that actually, remember, quit? She was working as a prosecutor there on behalf of the administration, and she was in Minnesota, and she couldn't handle the number of sort of migrants that she was having to, go up against. And she got so mad one day that she said to the judge, I have no resources. I haven't slept in how many days? And went on, and the judge was like, what's going on? And then the administration fired her. So now she's the one who's going up as a Democrat against Ilhan Omar. Well, think about it for just a second. Yeah, the Somali community, I get that they're powerful in Minneapolis, but they're not everything. There's plenty of other people there. And, maybe the whole district leans really, really left. Well, here's a woman who wants to stand up against ICE. And she also probably wants to stand up against fraud. And Ilhan, that's a really, really bad combo, let's just say, for you. Plus, she's smart, she's educated, she's a lawyer. So, she didn't go to the Leering Center for her education. So I do think that Ilhan Omar is going to have a bit of a problem. She made national headlines, they said, back in February 3rd, for her outburst before the U.S. District Judge Jerry Blackwell, who was demanding answers as to why the federal government missed deadlines to release 5 immigrants from custody. And Lay, who was working then at the U.S. Attorney's Office at the time, explained that she and her co-workers were dying, right? They have been working around the clock to address a wave of immigration cases in Minnesota since the start of Operation Metro Surge. And she said to the judge, what do you want me to do? The system sucks. This job sucks, according to the court transcript. And that's, of course, when she got...
So there is this clip over here where we have this Muslim Somali man being interviewed by what it looks like a right-wing conservative woman. And he's talking about how Ilhan Omar's views aren't aligning with Islam. And basically, he's not her biggest fan, right? That's his take. So some people are clapping for him, talking about, oh, he's speaking the truth. And then we have the other side talking about, oh, why is he dragging a Somali woman on a right-wing conservative person's platform? Me personally, I see where both sides are coming from. Okay, so here is the reality and the part that actually feels a bit off. I mean, this is not a Somali Muslim platform. No, we're talking about a public political platform with a agenda, right? Now, these people, I mean, they actually love this stuff. They actively seek out people from marginalized communities who are willing to, critique their own, not because they want to, fix our issues or fix our problems. No, it's all about strengthening their own narratives. So the question here becomes, what are you gaining as a Somali brother by doing this on their own terms? Are you gaining a few likes, a bag? Meanwhile, what are they gaining? I mean, they're gaining the content. They can now go back to their audience and say, oh, Firi, look, these Somalis, they don't even like their own. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not blindly defending Ilhan Omar because I actually don't agree with everything she says either. But there is a difference between having a internal dialogue, internal Somali community critique, compared to, performing for ajanibs and giving them the content and fitting their narratives. I'm not gonna allow myself to be used as a pawn in a game that ultimately benefits these Adans. I hope you get my point.
Nothing's going to happen to Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. That was in the comments a lot when we talk about her winery. Went from 15,000 to 5 million with no website, no phone number, no address, no wine. She's now paying to have it removed off the internet. Paying as much to have it removed off the Wayback Machine. And now today, for those of you who thought they were never going to be investigated, her husband's investment firm that supposedly helps people in 80 different countries, this is what they have said, not what I'm saying, has not one client, has not one investment that has ever been made to it. I'm telling you, it's hard to keep saying that there's a low IQ syndrome there because they were smart enough to do the fraud, do it for years, and really get a lot of money back.
Congresswoman, where do we stand on the investigation into Ilhan Omar? Obviously, there's some questions regarding her citizenship. She's been referred to the Ethics Committee. Can we trust the Ethics Committee to actually be ethical and do the right thing?
Let the process play out, right? That's what they always say.
Guys, isn't it about time that Ilhan Omar's investigated? And Congress isn't doing the job. I mean, look at these allegations and these accusations. There's apparently a lot of evidence building up to show that she allegedly might have committed some fraud, something illegal with migration, a possible fraudulent healthcare center, some sort of ties to her sister is endless at this point. Congress is protecting their own. You know how that goes. We got to force their hand.
This is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers. This is about targeting women of color.
Wait, why are some Somalis calling out Ilhan Omar? This is one of the most unexpected divides inside a community that once celebrated her rise to power. From pride to pressure to public criticism, what has really changed? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're new here, this is a safe space for conversations and real situations. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. Ilhan Omar made history as one of the first Somali American voices in Congress, but now some within the Somali community are speaking out, and they are not quiet. Some say she's focused more on global politics than Somali-specific issues. Others disagree with her progressive stance on social and foreign policies. And then there's a deeper layer of community expectations, cultural values, and even internal divisions that go beyond politics. But here is the truth. This isn't one-sided. While some are calling her out, many others are still standing firmly behind her. Let's get into the video. I'll be right back.
I didn't come to Congress to be silent. I came to Congress to be their voice. And my leadership and voice will not be diminished if I am not on this committee for one term. My voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been. So take your vote or not. I am here to stay, and I am here to be a voice against harms around the world and advocate for a better world. I yield back.
Of removal in the foreseeable future, lack of detention availability, which is something this president in this administration has been incredibly vocal about. We are doing everything we can to deport and detain illegal immigrants, but we need Congress's help to increase funding for Border Patrol and for ICE to increase detention capability in our facilities. And then other serious medical conditions have also been the reasons for some of the release of these individuals. But none of them have final deportation orders. Many of them are probably contesting their immigration status. I'd refer you to DHS for more details, but I did get that information because I knew it'd be a question. So thank you. Sure. Yes.
The president and you here again today have made clear, given the devastation, you think Palestinians have no choice but to leave Gaza and go elsewhere. But Palestinians say this is their home. They don't want to go. The president last night said he's willing to use the military if necessary. Is the U.S. prepared to remove Palestinians from Gaza by force?
The president is prepared to rebuild Gaza for Palestinians and all people in the region, peace-loving people who want real economic development and opportunity in the region. This is a region that has been controlled by Iranian-backed terrorists, Hamas, who have brutalized not just Israelis but Palestinians too. It is because of Hamas that you see those images on that screen, that Gaza has become a demolition site because Hamas launched that brutal attack on Israel on October the 7th. And so again, I would stress, President Trump wants to ensure that this can be a place where all people can live in peace. He is a peacemaker in chief. He made that very clear in his first term.
Ilhan Omar was removed from the House Foreign Affairs Committee today. She's a Minnesota House representative, and they cited that her remarks in the past have been anti-Semitic. And so she could not serve on the House Foreign Affairs as it would be a conflict, and she doesn't have the right mind to be able to make decisions based on her views, which is just crazy considering that Marjoram Greene has been elevated and she makes anti-Semitic remarks all the time. She also asks for violence all the time. So it's just, I don't know. I just think they're going after her because she's an immigrant and she's a woman of color, and I don't know what's going on. And also Sarah Huckabee is giving the rebuttal to the State of the Union. What is going on?
These Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They've taken billions and billions of dollars. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. It's a fraud. She tries to deny it now, but you can't really deny it because, it just happened. She shouldn't be allowed to be a congresswoman, and I'm sure people are looking at that, and she should be thrown the hell out of our country. And most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota.
So is this criticism fair, or is it just the pressure behind being the first? Is she being held at a high standard or losing support? Drop your thoughts below because this conversation is far from over. If you value conversations that go deeper than headlines, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. This channel exists because of you, and conversations like this matter because you engage. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay compassionate, and most importantly, stay active in dialogue. I'll see you in the next one.